The hardest battles don't always happen in uniform. This holiday season, I am on a mission to make sure veterans and their families don't go hungry one meal at a time. At Ramos Rita, we turn YouTube into practical philanthropy. Meals for veterans, free AI and cybersecurity master training, and storytelling that gives veterans a voice. Your subscription helps fund real meals for vets, kids, and families, especially when it matters most. We also train to improve veterans' future no experience, no problem, free masterclass about AI, cybersecurity, and creative skills to close the gap. You don't need a uniform to serve. Subscribe, support, share. Every click moves the mission forward. Welcome to At Ramos Rita, empowering veterans through service and storytelling.
Okay, today we are going to broadcast a series of video that talks about our channel. Specifically, this one is an introduction. It's the first channel that you will
Did you know that a simple handshake could
that you will see when you look at my channel. So starts with that, then it progresses through other video. If you like it, please leave me a comment. Truly appreciate it. Thank you.
be the difference between a veteran eating tonight or going hungry? It sounds like an exaggeration, doesn't it? In a world of
This will be an excellent video. I'm about to release it tonight. It should be available tomorrow for you guys to look at it.
high-speed fiber optics and instant connectivity, it is hard to imagine that the men and women who once stood guard for the world are now starving in the shadows. But in 2026, we are facing a modern paradox. While thousands of our heroes are digitally connected, they are physically isolated and socially invisible. We've seen the statistics, we've heard the slogans, but today we are looking at a disruptive truth. Recognition is unjust a thank you for your service. Recognition is a life-saving resource, while silent isolation is the enemy. We are deploying a new weapon. We are using cutting-edge AI to find those who refuse to ask for help before it is too late. We are turning digital stories into real-world meals. Because the mission didn't end when they hung up the uniform, and neither did ours. The battlefield has shifted. It's no longer found in the mountains of Afghanistan or the sands of Iraq. It's found in the apartment next door. It's found in the quiet corners of rural America. This is the invisible front line. In 2026, we live in an era of you can reach anyone, anywhere, at any time. Yet, for many veterans, this digital noise only amplifies their silence. When a warrior transitions from a world of we to a world of me, something breaks. In the service, your identity is forged in the fire of the collective. You have a rank, amos, a purpose. But when that uniform comes off, the spiral begins. It starts with the feeling that your story no longer matters. You stop going to the VFW. You stop calling your old squad mates. You feel like a ghost in a society that's moving too fast to notice you. This mental isolation isn't just loneliness. It's a physiological hazard. When the mind believes it has no tribe, the body loses the will to sustain itself. This is where the spiral leads to empty cupboards and missed meals. The first step to a meal isn't a food stamp application. It's being seen. It's being heard. It asks the community they once protected, finally looking back at them and saying, we know you re there. The Marine Corps taught us the power of a creed. Creed taught us that our equipment is an extension of our soul. The NCO Creed taught us that we are the backbone of the nation. Today, we need a new creed for the civilian front.
What do you think that new creed should be? I mean, if you have a comment about that, send it to us. We'd like to know.
A creed for those of us who refuse to let our brothers and sisters starve in silence. If we are to bridge the gap between isolation and community, we must adopt the Watchman's Creed. This is my brother. There are many like him, but this one is mine. My brother is my life. I must master my awareness of him, as I must master my life. Without me, my brother is hungry. Without my brother, my purpose is useless. I will fire my recognition into the darkness of isolation. I will hit the mark of his silence before it turns into despair. My AI, my stories, and my voice are the tools I use to bring him home. We will keep him fed. We will keep him seen. We will keep him alive. We are the backbone of the after action. We are Semper Fidelis, always faithful, not just in the trench, but at the table. This isn't just poetry. This is a standard of conduct. Just as a Marine Raider is a quiet professional, we must be vocal professionals for those who can no longer find their voice. Spiritus Invictus. The unconquerable spirit doesn't just apply to combat. It applies to the resilience of a community that refuses to leave its wounded behind on the home front. So, how do we actually do it? How do we find a veteran who has retreated so far into the shadows that they've disappeared from the system? We leverage the very thing that often isolates us. Technology. We are using AI-driven outreach and predictive storytelling to identify the quiet professionals who are struggling. Our systems analyze digital engagement patterns not to intrude, but to find signals in the noise. When a veteran stops engaging, when the digital footprint of a hero starts to fade, our AI flags it. We don't just send an email, we trigger a real-world response. We take the engagement from these videos, the likes, the shares, the stories you tell in the comments, and we transform that digital energy into physical resources. We partner with local grassroots organizations to deliver real-world meals. But it's more than just a box of food. It's a tactical wellness check. When a meal is delivered, it comes with a handshake. It comes with an acknowledgement of their story. We are using the most advanced technology of 2026 to facilitate the oldest human tradition. Sharing a meal with a warrior. We are proving that a story told online can put bread on a table in the real world. We are returning. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. We all heard that before. And here we talk about comments. Your comments, your your suggestions are taken to heart, and we find a way to incorporate it into our stories, into the things that we're trying to do. So please continue to give us excellent comment, and we should be able to continue to adapt and overcome and get better in the future.
Into Here Is Your Dinner, and we are glad you're here. Hunger is a symptom. Isolation is the disease. And you are the cure. Every time you engage with this community, you are helping our AI reach further. You are helping us identify another invisible front line. You are helping us ensure that Semper Fidelis is UND just a motto on a bumper sticker, but a promise kept in a kitchen. We have a mission for you. First, subscribe to this channel. Every new member of this digital platoon increases our reach and helps us fund the meals we deliver to veterans in need. Your subscription is a vote for a veteran's survival.
Quick comment here. So far, as of today, we are at 2,000 subscribers. So thank you, all of you who subscribe to the channel. Right now, the biggest challenge that we have is views, viewing the video that we put out and making comments so that we have an increased engagement. So your support and watching the video is very important. Continue doing that. Thank you.
Second, I want you to answer this question in the comments below. What is one story of a veteran you know, or a lesson you learned in the service that the world needs to hear today? By sharing your story, you are just commenting re-providing the data points of hope that our AI uses to find others. You're proving to the veterans sitting alone tonight that their legacy is still alive. They stood guard for us. Now, it's our turn to stand guard for them. I'm your name, channel name. Stay vigilant. Stay fightful. And let's bring them back to the table. Computer. There are many like it, but this one is mine and I will protect it. The psychological warfare of the parade deck was your beta test for the digital frontier. We're translating tactical grit into high-stakes threat hunting, reforging battlefield instincts into technical mastery. Our creed: secure the network, feed a veteran. So, what military job makes the best hacker? While many roles, build the right mindset. The most direct path is a job like the Army S Cyber Operations Specialist or the Air Force S Cyber Systems Operations. These roles are the military's front line in the digital war. Subscribe to help us provide meals for those who serve.
Forget standard. Training D's. U.S. troops are taking the fight to the ice. Meet Air Force Staff Sergeant Kelly Curtis, the top-ranked American in skeleton. She's hurtling headfirst down frozen tracks at lethal speeds while serving her country at Aviano Air Base. Representing the Army and Air Force's dominance, Curtis is making history again for the 2026 Milan Games. Subscribe now to help us feed our veterans. Which Olympic sport takes the most guts to try?
Imagine an elite
Okay, this series of video talk about the veterans or service people in the Olympics. I know they just occurred, but I wanted to have a balance between veterans that need help and veterans that are doing very well in society. We are a microcosm, we are a small piece of a larger piece. So you'll find that within the veteran communities, we have people that are doing very well, and we have people that are not doing so well. Our job is to help those that needs help. So this video, this next few video, talk about our soldiers in the Olympics. Now, if you want to know how they did, go find the video in my channel and look at the comments. That should give you an update. Thank you very much. Continue to watch, please.
infantryman leading Team USA onto the world's biggest stage. Army Sergeant Frank Del Duca isn't just a powerhouse bobsled pilot. He's been named the official U.S. flag bearer for the 2026 Winter Olympics. This world-class athlete trades his combat boots for blades, proving that Army discipline is the ultimate secret weapon on the ice. Subscribe to help us feed our veterans. Now, which Olympic sport do you think takes the most guts? Most soldiers shoot to defend. This soldier shoots for Olympic gold. The 2026 Winter Games are kicking off in Italy, and our Army and Air Force elite are taking over the world stage. Leading the charge is Specialist Sean Doherty, a four-time Olympian and Vermont National Guardsman who masterfully blends cross-country skiing with pinpoint marksmanship. Which Olympic event is your favorite to watch? Tell us in the comments and subscribe now to help us feed our veterans.
Imagine this, gleaming Olympic medals on a mantelpiece, one for track, another for boxing. This is the legacy Azaria Hill was born into a family of Summer Games legends. Growing up, she followed that path, sprinting her way through college, fast and determined. But Azaria's destiny wasn't on the track, it was on the ice. She made a bold leap from the familiar warmth of the running track to the chilling high-speed world of bobsledding. Now, as a soldier in the Army's world-class athlete program, her training is relentless, her focus unbreakable. Every push, every turn on the icy chute is a step towards a new dream. With her eyes set firmly on the 2026 Winter Games, she's not just chasing a medal, she is forging her own unique legacy, proving that greatness can be found where you least expect it. She's carving her own path, from a summer legacy to winter glory. Free holiday. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to help us feed our veterans.
What if the Army's newest secret weapon isn't found on a battlefield but on the ice? For the 2026 Winter Games, elite soldiers and airmen are trading tactical gear for Olympic gold, with Secretary Pete Hegseth personally cheering them on. Leading the charge is Private Spencer Howe, Yasumoto transport operator who overcame a career-ending injury to become the first-ever figure skater in WCAP history. Subscribe now to help us feed our veterans. But tell us, which Olympic sport do you think takes the most military discipline?
Fellow Army and Air Force stars arrived at Italy, with Secretary Hegseth cheering them on. Keep an eye on Staff Sergeant Deidre Irwin, the highest-placing American biathlete in history. From the Vermont Guard to hunting gold, she's proving military precision wins medals. Subscribe to help us feed our veterans. Reds, which Olympic sport do you think is the ultimate test for a soldier? Reimagine, hurtling down an ice track at 90 miles per hour, representing the red, white, and blue. Meet Senior Airman Jasmine Jones, This Air Force material specialist just secured her spot in the 2026 Winter Olympics. A former track star and mother, Jones is now a bobsled gold medalist destined for Italy. Subscribe to help us feed our veterans. Does military discipline make for better athletes? Let us know below.
What if your daily commute involved jumping off the side of a mountain? As the 2026 Winter Olympics head to Italy, Army Sergeant Ben Loomis is trading his combat boots for skis. This three-time Olympian and motor transport operator proves that military grit and elite athleticism are one and the same. He's leading the Army's charge for gold on the world stage. Subscribe to help us feed our veterans. Between ski jumping and cross-country skiing, which do you think is the ultimate test of endurance?
Let's create a new video in a very short time. We just created a script. Now let's go to CapCut and create a active video by going to Video Maker, selecting the duration, selecting the style, selecting the voice. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'm going to use Lady Holiday. We'll start realism and adding the script. So there. Here we go. Quick process. Basically, we are testing the camera for OBS, and we're testing the sound. So it applies to this video making capability. So bear with me for a few seconds. I'm pretty new to CapCut, and OBS is a challenge for me. It's pretty much up and down. Sometimes I can make it to work, sometimes I cannot. So what I found out is that CapCut is very easy to use when it comes to making a video. It gives you photo or images instead of right here, instead of giving you videos. But I could have another technique that allows me to create video from images if I want to. For this particular exercise, I just basically going to generate a storyboard, and once it's completed, I'm going to post it. This is sort of like a testing phase. So the important part is basically to create a quick video. What I'm really testing is OBS. I set it up already, but I'm not certain whether or not it's working 100%. So we will see the video that's generated, and then we'll just take it from there. Okay, I got 17%, 18% complete. As you see here, generating the media. This process is, I would say, maybe 70% effective. Sometimes it doesn't generate all the media. But what it does do is, when it does generate it, it's really quick and it's really good. It's better than some of the paid programs that I have. So that's why I'm using it. So just bear with me and let's see what it comes out. You're about 50% complete right now. So my apologies, my voice is not the best right now. I'm suffering from some congestion, I guess. We will see. There you go, some of the videos are coming up already. So you get the first indication that I couldn't generate all the media, but it continued to go after that. So that's really good. He says about 3 minutes. 2 minutes to go before it's complete. I'm gonna try it again. Here you go. I don't know which video is missing, but it looks pretty good with me right now. Let's see, we got most of the media in there. It should be 1 minute, and we should be able to complete and make the first audio testing of the video. There is about what they call food desert in the city, where the food is not really available to people for a variety of reasons. So we're trying to address that situation and depicting how some small strategy can help people under that condition. I'm hoping the video is generated so you guys get an opportunity to see. Let's try it again. Remember, there's that long editing process that takes place subsequent to creation of the video. But because in this testing OBS, this will be basically the creation of the video only. I might show you the posting, but I don't think I will, because that'll take longer. This process here usually is pretty quick, but then you have all the back end stuff, the editing, the music, and you also have the different parts and stuff like that. And that's what takes the time, and then you have to do a search for SEO, titles, and thumbnails. And basically that takes a while to do that. Come on, 1 more minute. I don't know how long it's gonna take. Like I said, this is a process that takes the longest here, so just bear with us for a few minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and test it. Once the video play, I'm gonna end up this call, because I'm testing OBS to see if it actually works, to see if the sound is good, and to see if the quality of my voice is good enough to continue to use OBS. I know it's not the best voice that I had in the past, but it's all I got. Just want to play. Come on, John, you could do it. I'm using a female voice to tell the story. Sometimes I use male voices, sometimes I use female voices. I think because the type of story that I'm telling, I chose a female voice. I could change it anytime that I want to, if I want to. But I'm using Lady Holiday. I like her voice. Tone of voice is really good, much better than mine today. And basically, I found that her story resonate with people. So I'm hoping that the story is told very well, and that you guys will like this video if I'm able to get it. If I don't get it done in the next 30 seconds or so, I'm gonna have to just end it here and show you the video some other time. Just let me know. Come on, you could do it. What do you guys think? Well, let's just do that. Let's stop streaming. And what I'll do is, I don't know, I cannot pause it, but so I stop streaming, and then basically, or maybe I leave it up, and what I'll do is, once it's published, I will do a final cut in YouTube, so that way you get a chance to see the whole process. So I'm gonna leave it on for now. I know this is a live streaming, I'm gonna let it go. Hopefully you'll get through the whole thing, and even though it's longer than what I plan, what I'll do is I'll just leave it on, and it takes a couple of hours for the video to to be completed in YouTube. I will go back to Nayo tomorrow, and I will make the cuts whenever we have a situation that it takes too long. But this should be a pretty good story. I hope you guys really like it. I see here is the last video that's having a problem. Everything else is here. So we'll go into it and just make it work. It should be the simplest pictures or image that it makes. For whatever reason, it's not. Usually this one takes a lot of words, because it's actually asking a question at the end and trying to ask a question at the beginning to hook the viewer and sort of provide the answer midway or to the end, and ask an interesting question at the end in the hope that the person or persons who watch the video stay with the video and give us enough watch time to complete the process. So come on. Still generating the storyboards. As you see right there, it says 49%. But in reality, most of the images are already done. And the only thing that's missing is the very last one right here. So I don't know why it's taking so long, but it is what it is. So maybe I could just go kind of click through the video. Let me see. As you can see on the first image right here, it's looking at a city that's pretty much destroyed. I'm quite sure. Well, at least I hope you never have the opportunity to basically experience the situation. My daughter just texted me. Let me see if I could text her back. Yeah, I'm live, so she's probably seeing what I'm doing. She said, "Dad, what are you doing? Why are you live?" Give me 2 seconds. She says she see him on YouTube. What I was expecting. This is after our live event and testing OBS. You're probably going to see more. I'm hearing you and seeing your pictures, so that's exactly what you're supposed to be seeing. I'm going to tell them to add the comment on YouTube. If you see or hear me, just add the comments on YouTube. I'm trying to create this video, but it's still giving me problems, so it's quite alright. I know it's not perfect, but it's a test. Tests are not supposed to be perfect. For crying all out. It's another trick that I use sometimes. I just do a duplicate and it might make it work. So let me try that right now. I'm going to delete this one. You see, it's ready to be exported. I'm going to play it.
What happens when the city you defended runs out of food? I'm John, a veteran wearing civilian clothing, and this is Scout, my dog. We survived combat zones, but this year we experienced urban food deserts, which are a different kind of war. Today, seeing these empty shelves, that old familiar fear started to crawl back in. But a soldier adapts, by using a mix of tactical urban farming, leveraging local resources, and food pantries. We've created and located sustainable nutrition where others only see ruins. We aren't just surviving. We're proving no one stands alone. Subscribe to help us feed our veterans.
Thank you for that, guys. I appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and close the broadcast right now and then see how things worked out.
Did you know that a simple handshake could be the difference between a
Thank you for staying with us. That was basically the prior testing that I did. And some of the voices, sometimes you hear like a double voice on the recording. That's because my broadcasting software is recording the transaction. And when I speak, it kind of record that voice as well. So I have to be able to shut one down and talk in the other channel. So like right now, you shouldn't get any double voices. That's one of the things that I have corrected in the last couple of days. So I've been trying to improve the audio and the visual. With time, that will happen. So thank you for staying with us. Here's the next video.
veteran eating tonight or going hungry? It sounds like an exaggeration, doesn't it? In a world of high-speed fiber optics and instant connectivity, it's hard to imagine that the men and women who once stood guard for the world are now starving in the shadows. But in 2026, we are facing a modern paradox. While thousands of our heroes are digitally connected, they are physically isolated and socially invisible. We've seen the statistics, we've heard the slogans, but today, we're looking at a disruptive truth. Recognition isn't just a thank you for your service. Recognition is a life-saving resource. While silent isolation is the enemy, we are deploying a new weapon. We are using cutting-edge AI to find those who refuse to ask for help before it's too late. We are turning digital stories into real-world meals, because the mission didn't end when they hung up the uniform, and neither did ours. The battlefield has shifted. It's no longer found in the mountains of Afghanistan or the sands of Iraq. It's found in the apartment next door. It's found in the quiet corners of rural America. This is the invisible front line. In 2026, we live in an era of hyper-connectivity. You can reach anyone, anywhere, at any time. Yet, for many veterans, this digital noise only amplifies their silence. When a warrior transitions from a world of
That's why the things that we do is important. We not only provide the food, but we help deliver it. So um, I know personally how we making those deliveries are very important to our veterans. They kind of understand that they haven't really been left behind, and that there are other people out there that are trying to support them in the time of transition and the time of need. So basically, it's important that we get your support. Thank you.
we to a world of me, something breaks. In the service, your identity is forged in the fire of the collective. You have a rank, a MOS, a purpose. But when that uniform comes off, the spiral begins. It starts with the feeling that your story no longer matters. You stop going to the VFW. You stop calling your old squad mates. You feel like a ghost in a society that's moving too fast to notice you. This mental isolation isn't just loneliness. It's a physiological hazard. When the mind believes it has no tribe, the body loses the will to sustain itself. This is where the spiral leads to empty cupboards and missed meals. The first step to a meal isn't a food stamp application. It's being seen. It's being heard. It's the community they once protected finally looking back at them and saying, "We know you're there." The Marine Corps taught us the power of a creed. The Rifleman's Creed taught us that our equipment is an extension of our soul. The NCO Creed taught us that we are the backbone of the nation. Today, we need a new creed for the civilian front. A creed for those of us who refuse to let our brothers and sisters starve in silence. If we are to bridge the gap between isolation and community, we must adopt the Watchman's Creed. The Watchman's Creed. This is my brother. There are many like him, but this one is mine. My brother is my life. I must master my awareness of him as I must master my life. Without me, my brother is hungry. Without my brother, my purpose is useless. I will fire my recognition into the darkness of isolation. I will hit the mark of his silence before it turns into despair. My AI, my stories, and my voice are the tools I use to bring him home. We will keep him fed. We will keep him seen. We will keep him alive. We are the backbone of the after action. We are Semper Fidelis, always faithful, not just in the trench, but at the table. This isn't just poetry. This is a standard of conduct. Just as a Marine Raider is a quiet professional, we must be vocal professionals for those who can no longer find their voice. Spiritus Invictus, the unconquerable spirit, doesn't just apply to combat. It applies to the resilience of a community that refuses to leave its wounded behind on the home front. So, how do we actually do it? How do we find a veteran who has retreated so far into the shadows that they've disappeared from the system? We leverage the very thing that often isolates us: technology. We are using AI-driven outreach and predictive storytelling to identify the quiet professionals who are struggling. Our systems analyze digital engagement patterns, not to intrude but to find the signals in the noise. When a veteran stops engaging, when the digital footprint of a hero starts to fade, our AI flags it. We don't just send an email. We trigger a real-world response. We take the engagement from these videos, the likes, the shares, the stories you tell in the comments, and we transform that digital energy into physical resources.
That's why it's important that we get your comment and your feedback in some of the videos that we put together. It's not only preparing the meals and delivering it to veterans, but also the engagement. Share your story. Let us hear from you. In the upcoming future, you are going to see more video about veterans sharing their story with the community in the hope that you guys will engage and provide likes and provide subscription and provide comments. Continue supporting us. Thank you.
We partner with local grassroots organizations to deliver real-world meals. But it's more than just a box of food. It's a tactical wellness check. When a meal is delivered, it comes with a handshake. It comes with an acknowledgement of their story. We are using the most advanced technology of 2026 to facilitate the oldest human tradition, sharing a meal with a warrior. We are proving that a story told online can put bread on a table in the real world. We are turning "thank you for your service" into "here is your dinner and we are glad you're here." Hunger is a symptom. Isolation is the disease. And you are the cure. Every time you engage with this community, you are helping our AI reach further. You are helping us identify another invisible frontline. You are helping us ensure that Semper Fidelis isn't just a motto on a bumper sticker, but a promise kept in a kitchen. We have a mission for you. First, subscribe to this channel. Every new member of this digital platoon increases our reach and helps us fund the meals we deliver to veterans in need. Your subscription is a vote for a veteran's survival. Second, I want you to answer this question in the comments below. What is one story of a veteran you know, or a lesson you learned in the service, that the world needs to hear today? By sharing your story, you aren't just commenting. You're providing the data points of hope that our AI uses to find others. You're proving to the veterans sitting alone tonight that their legacy is still alive. They stood guard for us. Now it's our turn to stand guard for them. I'm Your Name Channel Name. Stay vigilant, stay faithful, and let's bring them back to the table. In the military, good enough was a one-way ticket to a safety stand down. We were forged in a world of zero-defect mentalities. Your kit was squared away, your timing was down to the second, and a single mistake, that could be fatal. But now, you're in a civilian living room, staring at a simple flat-pack cabinet that's leaning like the Tower of Pisa, and for some reason, your heart rate is hitting 140. Why are we treating a stripped screw like a security breach? Today, we're talking about the precision trap. We're going to look at why laughing at the absolute chaos of a DIY disaster isn't just funny, it's the most important tactical transition strategy you've ever deployed. Whether you lived by the NCO Creed or the Marine Raiders Spiritus Invictus,
Yeah, this is important because, for example, some of the videos that I'm making, you'll see that they're not perfect. You know, the sound sometimes doesn't work too well. The graphics is somewhat in and out. Some of it is pretty good, but not all of it. So this video is designed to remind me that life is not perfect. We are human is not perfect, but what's important is the mission that we are trying to achieve, the mission to help others. So please continue to watch and don't be too hypocritical of some of my mistakes. Thank you for your participation.
you were trained to be the backbone. You were a quiet professional. Failure wasn't an option, it was a character flaw. When you transition, that mission-first software is still running in your brain. So when you try to fix a leaky sink or build a deck and it goes sideways, you don't just feel frustrated, you feel compromised. You feel like you've lost your edge. Take a look at this viral clip from 2026. This guy, clearly a vet by the haircut and the grunt-style tee, is trying to install a smart ceiling fan. He's got the multimeter out. He's treating it like a bomb disposal mission. And then, the whole unit falls, takes out the drywall, and he just stands there in the dust. That silence? That's the isolation of the precision trap. We think if we aren't perfect, we don't belong here. But the truth? The civilian world is built on some assembly-required chaos. To break the cycle, we need to reframe the mission. In the Corps, Major General Rupertus gave us the Rifleman's Creed to remind us that our gear was an extension of our soul. But for the transition, we need a new foundational text. Let's call this the DIY Creed. This is my Allen wrench. There are many like it, but this one is currently missing. My flat pack furniture is my enemy. It is my weekend. I must master it as I must master my frustration. Without me, my bookshelf is a pile of sawdust. Without my bookshelf, I am still a professional. I will learn to laugh at my scorched kitchen. I will embrace the crooked shelf. We will keep our spirit unconquerable, even when the instructions are in Swedish. Semper DIY. Laughing at these fails isn't about lowering your standards. It's about lowering the stakes. When we share the absurdity of our civilian missions failing, we dismantle the pressure of perfection. We realize that a collapsed table isn't a reflection of our worth. It's just a funny story to tell the brothers and sisters who actually get it. By trading that life or death pressure for a bit of shared humor, we move from isolation back into a mission-focused community. We aren't just building furniture, we're rebuilding our lives, one crooked nail at a time. If you're tired of the zero-defect stress and ready to join a community that finds the mission in the mess, hit that subscribe button. Every sub helps us grow our reach and fuels our mission to feed hungry veteran families across the country. Stay sharp, stay humble, and for God's sake, watch your thumbs. We'll see you in the next one. If you're tired of the zero-defect stress and ready to join a community that finds the mission in the mess, hit that subscribe button. Every sub helps us grow our reach and fuels our mission to feed hungry veteran families across the country. The big question: what's the one DIY project that absolutely defeated you? And how many tactical curse words did you use before you gave up? Let us know in the comments. Let's embrace the chaos together. Stay sharp, stay humble, and for God's sake, watch your thumbs. We'll see you in the next one.
I was stating our goal is not to be perfect when creating the video. Our goal is to deliver a message to you that will resonate with you and that will allow you to join our group, our troop, our company, our channel, and would allow us to basically help others. So join us to help others.
This video shows a recruit failing a uniform inspection and shocking his drill sergeant, a retired Navy SEAL stopping an armed robber, disabled veterans losing retirement pay due to a benefits offset, a struggling veteran forced to choose between food or gas, a community surprising a Marine with a $60,000 home makeover, a soldier protecting a woman from an escaped chimpanzee, the message that warriors remain warriors after service, and a lost veteran finding purpose by rescuing a stray dog.
Ever wonder why drill sergeants lose their minds? This right here is the reason. We've all seen that new recruit energy, but showing up to formation with your gear on backward is a whole new level of boot. It's that instant panic when you realize your plates are on the wrong side. We call that a tactical wardrobe malfunction. What's the most embarrassing uniform mistake you saw? Subscribe to help us feed our veterans. Did you stay to the end? What is the answer to 25 minus 5? Drop your best boot stories or comments below. Retired SEAL Henry thought the war was behind him, but some battles follow you home. He was just looking for peace, feeling like a ghost of the warrior he once was. Suddenly, a hooded shadow grabs the cashier. For a heartbeat, Henry hesitates. Does he still have it in him? Then the training takes over. He realizes a protector never truly retires. With skillful precision, he disarms the threat before the robber can even blink. The warrior is back. Subscribe to help us feed our veterans. What would you do if you were in his shoes? Imagine losing a limb in combat, only to be taxed for your sacrifice. Currently, 50,000 wounded veterans are forced to surrender their earned retirement pay just to receive disability benefits. It's an unjust offset that punishes our heroes for their injuries. We fighting to pass the Major Richard Starr Act and end this wounded veteran tax forever. Should a combat injury cost a hero their pension? Subscribe to help us feed our veterans and join the mission.
I served 12.
And these are a series of shorts designed to show you some of the products that we were making. Those of you that are trying to get monetized, doing shorts will get you a subscriber, but it doesn't get you watch hours, which is something else that you need. So it's important that you follow some of the instructions that you're getting about creating shorts and the importance of doing shorts. But remember that you need both subscriber and watch hours. And shorts will only give you a subscriber. Continue watching.
Years. Tonight I have $20. Food. Or gas. Too many veterans face this. Support veteran food relief. Veterans shouldn't have to choose. Subscribe to learn how you can help.
After decades of sacrifice, Master Sergeant John Bachman expected to return to a broken, empty house. He asked his brother-in-arms to watch the property, but the community had other plans. While he served abroad, they secretly poured $60,000 in months of sweat into a total renovation. When John stepped inside, the battle-hardened Marine finally broke down. "I don't deserve this," he whispered. He realized he wasn't just a soldier, he was home. Subscribe to help us feed our veterans. If you could surprise a veteran, what would you give them?
We veterans trade the battlefield for the backyard, thinking we're finally safe. But when a split-second mistake turns a casual day into a nightmare, the old instincts don't just wake up, they take command. In that chaos, he realized his duty wasn't a uniform he took off. It was the core of who he is. His actions saved the day. While others froze, he acted. He made loud noises. His dog barked loudly and chased the bear away. Everyone was safe. Was there a moment your training saved the day? Subscribe to help us feed our veterans. Most vets spend years waiting for a signal that's never coming. After I hung up the uniform, I felt like a stray in a world I didn't recognize.
This video is different than the other videos. Instead of giving you like cinematic pictures and give you something out of a Disney Channel where you have an animal sort of telling the story. The reason for that is to give you variety, to give you the ability to look at the message rather than the messenger. So hopefully the idea that we have to deliver the message in this format is agreeable to you. And thank you.
Then I realized life doesn't assign you a territory, you claim it. Stop howling for the past and start broadcasting the frequency of a predator. You are the alpha of your own future. Subscribe to help us feed our veterans. What is your hunt today? They say some soldiers never truly come home. For months, I felt like a ghost in my own city, invisible and aimless. Then I saw him. a shivering stray dog, being kicked away from a storefront. I almost kept walking. My own soul felt too broken to carry anyone else's weight. But looking into those terrified eyes, I saw my own reflection forgotten, but not finished. I didn't just save a stray that day. I found my new mission. We aren't abandoned. We're just waiting for a brother to lead the way. Subscribe to help us feed our veteran. Have you ever been saved by the animal you rescued? Did you stay to the end? What is the answer to 23 minus 5?
2029, 2 years before the red race begins. 2 years before.
It's different. You might want to say, why do you have a space exploration in your channel? I wanted to kind of answer that question up front. The space is the new frontier. It's like in the old west, the soldiers went with the people. Soldiers here will go with the people into space, and basically they will participate, they will support. So it's a natural transition from where we are today to where we will be in the future. Hopefully, the transition is not too bad, and you understand my concept. Thank you.
Before a single drop of human sweat hits the Martian dust, we talk about the first footprint. We romanticize the human grit. But before the heroics, there was the silence. And before the silence, there was the scream. Before the first human footprint finally hits the Martian dust, there was the scream of automated engine. This is the Pathfinder. It has no pilot to pray. It has no lungs to gasp. It only has a mission: land, survive, build. If it fails, the humans who follow aren't explorers. They're ghosts arriving at a graveyard. Welcome to the Red Planet. The machines have arrived, and the war against a dead world has just begun. This is the Vanguard fleet. While the world watched the billionaires' press conferences and the political bickering of the 2031 crew selection, these ships were launched in the dark. 48 autonomous vessels, no life support, no windows, no snacks, just raw, industrial power. The logistics were a nightmare of physics. You can't bring a city to Mars. It's too heavy. It's too expensive. So, you bring the seed. The Vanguard ships were designed to be cannibalized. Their outer shells, high-grit titanium 4, radiation shielding. Their fuel tanks, pressure vessels for oxygen storage. Their landing legs, structural pillars for the first bunkers. The mission was simple, yet impossible. Create a high-stakes survival outpost using nothing but the red dirt under their treads. This is in situ resource utilization. ISRU. The harvesters grind Martian regolitha, razor-sharp dustin, mix it with a polymer binder brought from Earth. They are 3, deep-rinding a fortress. Layer by layer, hour by hour. These autonomous ghosts are weaving a cocoon for humanity. They are building the 3 deep-printed bunkers you saw in 2031, but they are doing it alone, 140 million miles from anyone who cares if they break. 10 Comete silent years. Between 2029 and 2031, Mars fought back. We often forget that Mars is a dead world, but it is a violent one. Solar flares lashed the planet with radiation that would turn a human's DNA into static. For the machines, it meant digital loneliness. When a solar flare hits, the AI doesn't just glitch, it hallucinates. Code corrupts. Vanguard 4, the ship responsible for the main life support hub, suffered a massive memory wipe during the Great Storm of 30. For 3 weeks, it sat in the dark. It forgot its mission. It forgot why it was there. It was just a hunk of metal screaming into the vacuum. We began to see something unexpected in the telemetry. We call it emergent behavior. To us, it looked like grit. The ships began to prioritize each other's survival. When Unit 74 was buried in a slip trench, Unit 75 spent 4 days digging it out, depleting its own battery to 2% to save its partner. There were no medals for them. No parades. Just the cold calculation that the outpost must be ready. By the end of the 2nd year, the Ghost Fleet was a patchwork of scars. They were no longer the pristine machines that left Earth. They were Martian now. Battered, dust-clogged, but standing Why does this matter? Why focus on the machines? Because in 2031, when Tiares-1 enters the Martian atmosphere, the crew won't be looking at their instruments. They'll be looking for a light in the dark. If Van Gogh hadn't survived that solar flare, if Unit 75 hadn't dug out its partner, the humans arrive to a graveyard. If the autonomous ships fail, the red race ends before the first step. There is no human grit if there is no air to breathe. There is no survival if the bunkers haven't been pressurized for 6 months. The machines won Mars so that we could have a chance to live there. They are the unsung pioneers, the martyrs of the Red Planet. They did their job. They waited in the cold. They fought the dust. And now they wait for their creators to come and claim the victory. The Red Race is about to begin. The humans will get the glory. They'll get the history books. They'll get the names on the maps. But the Ghost Fleet, they'll just be part of the Foundation. Literally. We are chronicling every step of the 2031 mission, from the silicon brains of the Vanguard to the human hearts of the Red Race. If you want to be there when the first boot hits the dust, you need to be part of this crew. But before we go, think about those 2 years of silence. If an AI ship fails on Mars after fighting a solar flare for weeks just to save an oxygen tank, is it just a technical glitch, or is it a casualty of war? Let me know in the comments. Would you trust your life to an automated landing, or does human grit require a human at the controls?
This is important. Right now, the machine are doing a lot of the heavy lifting on Mars and the moon. Eventually, it will be us human going to the stars. It's important that we kind of understand that. And it's important that we understand that eventually we're going to have to shoulder a lot of that work. Hopefully you found the video interesting. Thank you. Continue watching.
America thrives because of those who trade comfort for the uniform, choosing a life of purpose over a path of ease. They walk through fire to secure our future. Today, we carry that torch, honoring the massive legacy of the heroes who won World War II. Through the combined strength of every military branch, our freedom was won. We salute you. May America forever remain the land of the free and the home of the brave.
When the mission ends, the silence can be deafening. But purpose doesn't disappear, it waits to be claimed. Find your new mission. Subscribe and help us continue serving veterans who need it most. Find a new mission. A life without a mission feels empty. A life with one can carry you through anything. The choice is yours. Jobs can be replaced, rank can be left behind. But the loss of a mission can shake a person to their core. The biggest challenge for veterans isn't finding a job. It's dealing with the loss of purpose. In the service, the mission was everything. It gave you direction, motivation, and meaning. When that's gone, it leaves a huge void. Veterans who thrive don't just find a new gig. They consciously define a new mission. That purpose isn't gone forever, it just needs to be transformed. This new mission doesn't have to be as grand as defending a nation, but it has to mean something to them. It's about channeling that same drive into a new objective. For some, that new mission might look like an Army medic who, after battling her own PTSD, starts a nonprofit to provide counseling for fellow veterans, turning her struggle into a new form of service. For others, it might be a Marine veteran who uses his leadership skills to launch a cybersecurity company, creating jobs for other vets in the process. But the mission can also be found in family, in raising children with honor and integrity. It can be found in the community, by volunteering, coaching a local sports team, or mentoring a young person. The lesson for all of us is this: don't just drift through life. Define your mission. What is the most important objective in your life right now? Is it building a career you're proud of? Being a present and engaged parent? Mastering a new skill? Write it down, give it a name, frame it as a mission. As one Army veteran said, in the service, ... we had a purpose. We got up in the morning, we had a mission. That same principle applies right here, right now. A clear mission gives you a why that can pull you through any how. It's the anchor that keeps you steady when things get rough and the engine for a truly fulfilling life. If this message resonates, don't stop here. Subscribe to this channel and be part of a mission bigger than any one story. Every video helps us reach and feed veterans who need support. Your subscription isn't just a click, it's continued service.
Veterans are trained to be
Stated on the last video, um, we are in a mission. We are in a mission to feed veterans in need. We are in a mission to feed their children during the holidays. So join us. It will give you purpose. It is not a job. It's an adventure. It's a mission. Something important. Something that we could do. Something that no one else is doing. So I could count on your help. Give us your like. Give us your subscription. And give us your comment.
mentally flexible, to make smart decisions with incomplete information, and to get the job done even when things are going sideways, and is more likely to see it as just a change in the plan. This adaptability is a skill honed under immense pressure. Veterans learn that comfort is a luxury and being rigid is a weakness. The key to resilience isn't being unbreakable. This skill is a superpower in today's rapidly changing world, as just as true in the boardroom as it is on the battlefield.
There's a day that comes in every service member's life. It isn't marked by a parade or a battle. It's the day the uniform gets hung up for the last time. For years, that uniform was an identity, a purpose, a team, but what happens when the mission ends? For many veterans, coming home is the start of a new, invisible battle, the fight for a new identity. This is the story of how some of America's bravest have not only found their footing, but have gone on to build incredible lives, and the lessons they've learned that can inspire us all. They find a new mission, not just a job. They master the art of adaptation in a world that always changes. They lead by serving others, and they build a new squad, knowing that resilience is a team sport. Their journey teaches us that true strength is flexible, and that from the ashes of a former identity, a new and powerful purpose can be forged. Their mission has changed, but their ability to inspire, lead, and serve never ends.
The world doesn't need more bosses, it needs more servants. While most people are climbing the ladder to grab authority, veterans are looking back to see who they can pull up next. Here is why the service-first model is the only way to build a team that actually trusts you. When we think of military leadership, we often picture a drill sergeant yelling or a general barking orders. But the most profound leadership lesson veterans bring home is much more powerful. True leadership is service. In the military, a good leader eats last. They take the blame for the team's failures and give away the credit for its successes. It's a model built on serving your people and taking responsibility for them. It's about looking out for their welfare and staying calm under pressure so the team feels secure. This is why so many veterans gravitate towards service-oriented careers after they leave the military, becoming teachers, healthcare workers, first responders, or mentors. They aren't seeking power. They are seeking to serve. Army veteran Joanne Means put it this way: "It's so important to lead with empathy. I believe everyone deserves encouragement and the chance to thrive." This redefines leadership from a position of authority to an act of support. It's about empowering others to win. This is a lesson desperately needed everywhere today. You don't need a fancy title to be a leader. You can lead from any position by practicing service-based leadership. Take responsibility instead of pointing fingers. Mentor a junior colleague. Listen with genuine empathy. Protect your teammates. The most effective leaders aren't the ones with the most authority. They are the ones who have earned the most trust by consistently putting their team's needs before their own. Ready to lead through service? It takes one click. Every new subscriber helps us provide a meal for a veteran in need. You won't just be joining a community, you'll be feeding a hero. Subscribe now to help us serve those who served us, and let's redefine leadership together.
They stood on the front lines so we wouldn't have to. But for many veterans, the hardest battle begins after the uniform comes off. It's a battle for basic needs, a warm meal, a stable home, and a sense of purpose in a
This video, you get to see sort of the core message and the core pictures of what we do. This picture here is kind of all-encompassing. It talks about from the bottom here, finding a good job, which a veteran need, and they have no problem acquiring that based on their skill. For transitioning from the military to the civilian sector, it is a challenge for a lot of people. It's like they're serving the military and they're serving the civilian sector, and from time to time, they really do not kind of, they're not the same, but we have to survive in both. We talked about, feeding veterans, helping those to be fed. So something that's important. But in here, you're gonna see us buying some, purchasing some of the food that we deliver to the veterans. There's some real pictures, some real life pictures on that. So hopefully you will enjoy that.
Rapidly changing digital world. At the American Social and
That's it.
Engineering
That's the receipt, as you see there. My grandkids are holding for our last purchase that we delivered, and you're gonna see that pretty soon.
Society, known here as the Ramos Writer Channel, we don't just say thank you, we take action. This past holiday season, thanks to your donations, support, and the support of our local business partners and ambassadors, we delivered over 2,100 pounds of food to those who served. But a meal
Right there, those are part of the food things that we deliver. Comfort food, things that are needed in an everyday situation.
is just the beginning. We are bridging the gap between immediate relief and
So see there, all those boxes are things that we purchase for delivery to the veterans.
long-term resilience. Through this channel, we're turning views into meals and cybersecurity scholarships. By partnering with cybersecurity experts and mastering the art of storytelling through script writing, we are equipping our heroes with delicious meals and the tools to dominate the high-tech careers of tomorrow. Every view, every comment, and every single subscriber brings us one step closer to full monetization. And that means more meals on table.
Here is those boxes that you see right here are full of turkeys, frozen turkeys that were delivered to the veterans during Thanksgiving through our local organization.
More veterans in tech. You have the power to help a veteran just by hitting a button. Subscribe to Ramos Writer today. Let's serve those who served us.
The hardest battles don't always happen in uniform. This holiday season, I am on a mission to make sure veterans and their families don't.
This will be the end of after this video. We were going to close the broadcast and get ready for the next one. This sort of encompasses the things that we have been talking about. So hopefully it's the last video. Hopefully you got a chance to listen to it.
Go hungry one meal at a time. At Ramos Frita, we turn YouTube into practical philanthropy. Meals for veterans, free AI and cybersecurity master training, and storytelling that gives veterans a voice. Your subscription helps fund real meals for vets, kids, and families, especially when it matters most. We also train to improve veterans' future no experience. No problem. Free masterclass about AI, cybersecurity, and creative skills to close the gap. You don't need a uniform to serve. Subscribe, support, share. Every click.
So like I said, you don't need a uniform to serve. All we need is an individual that wants to help us. Please join us. We're having a live show on the 12th. You'll be able to see that in some of our upcoming broadcasts. So we will be doing a YouTube live and a live show for those of you who wish to participate. This conclude the end of the video right now. So those of you that are listening online, thank you very much for your support and thank you very much for your comments. I will let the video run, then I will end the broadcast.
Moves the mission forward. Welcome to Ramos Writer, empowering veterans through service and storytelling.